This video contains a few spoilers for Young Justice.
Sorry. First time at the hall. I'm a little overwhelmed.
You're overwhelmed. Freeze was underwhelmed. Why isn't anyone ever just whelmed?
Young Justice has become one of the most universally loved shows DC and Warner Brothers has put out. When the show was first cancelled back in 2013, the fans worked their asses off to try and bring it back, from petitions, letters to streaming services, and just showing their support for the show throughout the whole cancellation. These fans showed us that there was something special about Young Justice. I was one of these fans that was always hoping for the show's return. And then, the DC Universe was announced. That's right. After half a decade of fighting for this show, Young Justice was going to get its well-deserved third season under the name Young Justice Outsiders. The fans were ecstatic, and on January 4th, 2019, the third season started, lasted 26 episodes, and ended on August 27th, 2019. So, how was the season? Did it live up to the hype that was going on for nearly 6 years? Well, if you read the title of the video, then you know what's coming. What is up, YouTube? My name is Gio, and today we're going to be breaking down how Young Justice Outsiders lost their way.
Batman, we're ready to use what you taught us. Or why teach us at all?
Why let them tell us what to do? It's simple. Get on board, or get out of the way.
To understand where I believe Season 3 went wrong, we're going to need to look back on how the show started and what initially drew fans to it. Obviously, this is all my own opinion, so if you like Young Justice Outsiders, that's great, but still stick around so you can understand my reasonings a bit more. Anyway, let's go back to Season 1 and see what was so great about it. During the time Young Justice was airing its first season, there weren't a lot of superhero animated shows out there, and even less that weren't purely comedic. This is where the show initially stood out, as it catered not just to kids, but DC and superhero fans in general. Sure, it had your fun superhero action, but it also had drama, great writing, and a true deep dive into the sidekicks that made up the team. But one thing that I believe everyone can agree on is that they loved the characters. Something I think I've preached more than anything else on this channel is the importance of deep characters. Someone can be extremely powerful, smart, and have a slick design, but if there's nothing past face value, we aren't going to care about the character. The writers of Young Justice knew this, so they made sure to give each member of the team flaws that will eventually push these characters forward. Episodes like Homefront, Cold-Hearted, Image, and especially Disordered puts these characters' flaws at the forefront, and we get to see how each member reacts, learns, and grows from this. These episodes are also some of my favorite because it takes a break from the covert crime fighting and just gives us a chance to further understand these characters. I can go on and on about everything great about Season 1, but if I did that, we'd probably be here all day. So instead, I'm going to touch on one episode that displays what I mean the best. That being Season 1, Episode 17, Disordered. This episode follows up Failsafe, where due to Miss Martian's mental link, a regular training mission goes sideways and leaves the team traumatized. The League sees that each member should go through a therapy session with Black Canary to help further cope with what they just experienced. Here we get to see how each character deals with a similar situation, how each of them are coping with the mistakes they personally made. And not every character is ready to open up yet. They try to seem like nothing is wrong or that they have moved on, but we just get enough to know that they're not over it and they're not fine. We then later get to see these defenses they put up end up being brought down by the end of the season. I especially love Robin's confession that he can't make the same choice that Batman would make for the sake of the mission, and it sets up his own eventual growth into Nightwing.
I always wanted, expected, to grow up and become him. And the hero bit, I'm still all in. But that thing inside of him, the thing that drives him to sacrifice everything for the sake of his mission, that's not me. I don't want to be the Batman anymore.
This episode is not just a masterclass in storytelling and character writing, but also shows us why we love the characters on the team. Each one has their own flaws, fears, and insecurities, but it's because they are a team that gives them the strength to confront all this head on and keep moving forward. That, with a combination of great animation and action, is what made many of us fall in love with Young Justice in the first place. We also assumed that Season 2 would be following in the same footsteps that Season 1 took. And to that, we would be half right.
Happy New Year, Justice League.
No, I should have done this a long time ago.
No kidding.
Season 2 of Young Justice, also known as Young Justice Invasion, aired on April 28, 2012, and picked up the same day where Season 1 left off. 5 years later! Yeah, as a surprise to everyone, they did a 5-year time jump. As a result, our original group is drastically different from where they left off. Dick is now Nightwing, Artemis and Wally are retired, Superboy and Miss Martian are no longer together, and Aqualad has gone rogue. The team has also expanded to add a bunch of new characters, such as Tim Drake's Robin, Beast Boy, Batgirl, and Wonder Girl, just to name a few. Needless to say, this turned the entire show on its head, because now the cast was bigger, and that would mean less time for our main group that we followed in Season 1. But while yes, the cast was bigger, this didn't take away from our main group, because the writers made sure they focus on their story first. Plus, out of all the new characters, only 2 played a big role in the season, those being Blue Beetle and Impulse. Season 2 managed to expand our cast of characters, dig deeper into our original team's connections in episodes like Bloodlines, Depths, Summits, and Endgame, kept up with the interesting action, and told a compelling story that's ending still makes me tear up to this day.
Just tell them, okay?
Kid!
While Invasion wasn't as neatly laid out as Season 1 was, it still manages to keep the heart of the show, because the writers knew that it was the original team that brought us into the show, and what kept us coming back. I think you can see where I'm going with this in regards to Season 3. After Season 2, the network that was airing Young Justice, Cartoon Network, ended up canceling the show, only for it to be later revived thanks to DC Universe. Here, DC had full control of Young Justice, and the 3rd season was announced as Young Justice Outsiders. They also revealed to us some concept art for the season, showing a metric butt-ton of new characters. Of those characters, only Beast Boy played a recurring role. Instead, the show focused on these characters becoming a team, and they did yet another time jump. So you may be wondering why this is a problem. I mean, this sounds like what they did back in Season 2, and on paper, it does. But on practice, our team ended up taking a back seat to these new heroes. As a result, we didn't get a lot of real character change. I mean, Wally is dead, one of their best friends, and we don't really get to see how it affects them. Miss Martian and Superboy are busy with being engaged, and Aqualad barely gets any screen time. The only 2 members we see really deal with this and hits them hard is Dick and Artemis. Even then, we don't really dive into it until the end of the season. This is not me saying I don't enjoy the new characters. In fact, many of them I love. It's just that I feel like our core group wasn't the real focus this time around, which is kind of disheartening. The making of something great is still there. I love Tara's relationship with Artemis, how Superboy is starting to step up and become a leader, and this season has some of my favorite moments in the show, period. This being Artemis' spirit trip and Dick's hallucinations during the end of the season. These moments are similar to Season 1, where they dive deep into what these characters are feeling and how their friends help them through it. This is the kind of character moment I wanted more of in Season 3, and we didn't get it. However, that doesn't mean the season was bad. It's hard to ignore how much anticipation and hype there was for Young Justice Outsiders, and for me, it feels like this season was a step back. But it's still a solid season. Yes, I think it's the worst out of the 3, but then again, you have to remember, it's going up against Season 1 and 2. Some amazing seasons of just superhero shows in general. So while it is my least favorite season, it still does some things very well. The new characters they spent time on ended up, for the most part, being very fleshed out. I love the twist they put on Tara's story, Beast Boy's drive to form his own team, and the little character moments that we do get from our old group. Action and animation is still on point, even though it kinda looks like they muted the colors a bit, but it still had me coming back every week and has me pretty excited for Season 4. So Young Justice Outsiders wasn't as overwhelming as what we thought it would be, but it wasn't underwhelming either. It was just something in between. What's a word for that?
You're overwhelmed. Freeze was underwhelmed. Why isn't anyone ever just whelmed?
There we go. Anyway, I do hope you guys did enjoy the video, and also tell me in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of Young Justice? Not just Season 3, well, obviously tell me your opinions on Season 3, but just this show in general. Like, what are your thoughts on it? What's your favorite season? Just drop it all there in the comments. But anyway, I do hope you guys did enjoy all the videos. If you guys liked it and new channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Also, to the channel potential, hit the same buttons, and also click on the notification bell. I never really advertise that too much because, I don't know, I've been making YouTube videos for a long time, so, not on this channel in particular, but I'm making YouTube videos for a long time, and I've never really talked about the notification bell. But if you guys want to keep up to my videos, as soon as they come out, click on the notification bell. The Joker movie is coming out, so I'm definitely going to be making a video on that. It's going to be a real deep dive video. Like, I really want to dissect the movie as much as possible. So that's definitely going to be interesting. You guys don't want to miss that, so just hit that bell so you won't miss it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you all later. Peace. Oh yeah, and Spider-Man's back with the MCU. Yeah, I'm not making another video on that, because, you know, I can't be right for once. I can never be right, you know. I think I've gotten like 4 L's maybe, with this channel, with just predicting stuff and being wrong. I just can't win. Oh, the shit I do. Oh, God.